feel great.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Apparently no one cares how Kyle is feeling.
How's
I care.
Kyle doing?
I feel good.
Good.
Thanks,
good.
Ben. Wow, you're feisty today.
I'm not. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's gonna be okay, bud. I am Ben Kissel at Ben Kissel1, joined by Jerii Aquino.
Oh, hello.
And Miss_Jerii, that's Jerii, and Kyle Ploof.
Hello.
At Kyle Ploof. Thank you all so much for the fantastic response. We got our first write-up in a major publication.
Woo.
Major?
It's West Hollywood.
Nice. Major enough for me.
We made it major.
The gays know about us.
West Hollywood Weekly. So we didn't quite get blown up into Hollywood, but
Full Hollywood. But the West Side.
the West Side.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
West side is the best side.
That's what I've heard, even though we don't live there. But thank you all so much for the positive reaction to that story. It was fantastic, and more to come.
Yes.
You can watch us live on Patreon, patreon.com/diebud. We are currently in the works of getting a new studio set up, so it's going to look real nice.
New home.
I've heard the term resin table.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that would be so cool if we got a resin table.
But I just think of resin, like weed resin.
No, not like that. It's more. It's like it's like a thing. It's a medium.
It's a thing. It's a medium thing.
It's a medium.
Yes.
It technically is.
What does that mean? It's a medium.
It's like its own thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are absolutely moronic. Okay.
At least we know what it is.
No, you don't, because you said it's a medium thing, which sounds like
I
you're
know
ordering
what
fries.
I mean when any artiste knows what I mean when I say the word medium.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Check out our email, okbudpod at gmail.com. Send us pictures of your dogs, your cats. We got some chickens coming up this Wednesday. I'm solely gauging the success of the show by how many animal pics we are getting, and holy hell, we are doing well.
Can't even
I
keep
get
up.
some. I get some in my DMs too. I'm gonna send them your way.
Yes, please do.
Yes.
You must post on Wednesday.
Yes.
Hump Day. Okay, we've got a couple of updates.
Woo.
The first one we're going to get to is Ocean Gate. Those recall the Titan sub. It imploded, killing 5 people. It turns out Stockton Rush, it's not just a douchebag name, it's a douchebag person. It's very possible he did this on purpose to commit suicide.
That's insane.
I would be so fucking pissed if I was involved in another person's suicide, especially when their suicide is dying in a claustrophobic tube in the bottom of the ocean.
I know, right? It was so terrifying and gave me so much anxiety to just think about that happening in real time.
Oh.
It was so creepy. And also, suicide, it means kill yourself.
Thank you.
No one else.
I've been saying this for so long. If you're going to kill yourself, don't kill other people with you.
Jesus.
I wake up and I say that 5 times in the mirror every day.
Yeah.
If you're going to kill yourself, Kissel, don't kill other people.
Do not
Yes.
kill other people. Do not kill other people.
It's bad for the brand.
Yeah.
Look what happened with Chris Benoit. If he would have just killed himself and not his family, he was a pro wrestler.
I know. This much I know. I do remember when he did the murdering.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's a fella. His name is David Lockridge. Apparently, he was friends with Stockton Rush. He has come forward and said, well, my friend Stockton wasn't really feeling that well, and I think he was planning on committing suicide. He actually talked about it multiple times, but Mr. Lockridge didn't feel like maybe you should tell people because the guy is currently offering for $1 million to go down and see the Titanic with him.
Oh.
So he says, I didn't realize that we were so good at cutting corners until I actually got across there. So he's a problem. He's one of the reasons.
I didn't realize we were so good at cutting corners.
Yeah, here's the thing. You were bad at cutting corners
Yeah.
Right.
because the thing fucking blew up.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Titan sub, obviously, again, it imploded. We're getting a fuller picture now as the investigation continues. There is a new Netflix documentary entitled Titan, the Ocean Gate Disaster.
Oh, my God.
Although disaster implies, like, what could be done? There's no way we could have stopped this. And in actuality, it could have been stopped really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been cheaper to stop it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Easier. Yeah.
saved lives.
Save lives.
I'm definitely going to watch that documentary and be claustrophobic the entire time. Just be cringing because it's just, oh my God, I can't imagine imploding underwater.
Nope, I don't want to.
And there was this really long search for them, but they technically,
They knew.
They knew.
Yeah,
but
there was a countdown for their oxygen running out.
I know.
On,
I hated
CNN
that.
and
It
everything.
gave me so much anxiety. I hated the countdown.
And James Cameron already knew. Like, everybody already knew that they were dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
As soon as you start seeing a lower right countdown on any television news platform, you know a bunch of bullshit is about to be spewed. So
Yep.
the fellow they're interviewing, he's a former UK member of the Royal Navy. He worked as Ocean Gate's operations director until 2018, and then he's like, I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore. He says the company needed a lot of, I would say, my experience put into it to be able to create this competent team to be able to actually go out and perform this job that they wanted me to do. But he says the emperor had no clothes when I arrived.
Operations director is very lofty for what they were doing over there. So that means he was the guy that was going to Camper World and buying all the shit.
Yeah, seriously. And it's just as much a fault as it is towards him, I think. Like, if he just, like, notices the ship is sinking and just jumps early and he's like, these guys don't even know. Maybe you should have done more.
Yeah.
He definitely foresaw it.
5 years before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that he should have gone to authorities and been like, yeah, Stockton Rush. First of all, apparently he has no clothes on. And they're like, is that an analogy? He's like, no, I saw his cock and balls.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
full. And you should,
The
it was
Emperor had
horrible.
no clue.
When he dropped his pillow, it was, whoa, buddy, you got to go to the doctor. I'm talking hemorrhoids.
Right.
I'm talking hemorrhoids.
Oh, donut pillow.
Ew.
So, he definitely had an opportunity to be like, this is unsafe. Let me go to the authorities. But of course he didn't. And now he gets to show himself well and alive in a documentary where he can get his flowers as a whistleblower who says, I saw it coming from a far, far distance, but did not say anything to save
good
the
for
people
you.
aboard. And again, the saddest are the two children, specifically the one who
Yeah.
wanted to play with his little Rubik's Cube. And he wanted to solve the Rubik's Cube at the lowest level in all history.
That is so sad.
Yeah.
That kid did nothing to you guys.
Yep. He says, I'll never forget this. It was a day I was working at Ocean Gate. We landed. Stockton, I think he was at home or at the lab. He stated that the new submersible Titan would not be having any underwater communications in it. Right? So he's like, no need to communicate with
my
anyone on land.
God.
Right? No need. And then he says, I honestly thought he was joking, but he was deadly serious.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, they were using not even an actual Xbox One controller. It was an off-brand
Right.
Xbox controller
This is one of the areas.
That's so crazy.
to control the thing.
Yeah.
That's, oh my God.
I'd be like, I'm out.
This is one of the areas, I don't like to bring race into many things, but can you imagine if just like a Jamaican guy said all of this? If they were like, I'm going to go down to the middle of the ocean and see the Titanic, and I just made this from shit that I got at Gander Mountain, I think people would have been more skeptical. But Stockton Rush, he looks the part. He's got a cool name. He has a little bit of money. He's panache. He cuts corners because he's kind of a bad guy. Or he's kind of he's a bad boy. But can he get it done?
He's got an edge.
Yeah.
And he's standing on it and he's ready to implode in it and take you down with him.
Mm-hmm. So according to Lockridge, there was a bunch of really fucked up noises when the Ocean Gate Titan sub would go underwater, which wasn't good. And then he says, I brought it up to the company like, hey guys, this isn't good. And then he says he was dismissed and no one took him seriously.
Oh, okay. And then he's like, man, my boss never listens to me.
Never listens. He says, if I had heard noises like that in a sub, I would have never gotten into it again. Nobody would have ever gotten into it again. But of course they did. But my question is, who is held responsible now? The company is Ocean Gate, but wasn't it all like Stockton Rush? Do they have any fucking money?
Well, if this guy's coming out and saying he was the operations director and he knew it was coming, then he should absolutely be liable.
Well, he was fired, and he says he was fired because he told Stockton this ain't right.
Oh.
So I think that's why I'm sure he spoke with his lawyers, be like, can I go on camera talking about how I kind of knew that everyone was going to die? Can I
Right.
do that, please?
Yeah.
If you said you were fired for whistleblowing.
That's kind of what he is saying. So anyway, that's an update. And
That's wild. You know, I don't even like going to the bottom of my pool. My ears start to pop. And it's not like I've never been interested in going like way deep in the sea. I know where I belong. I'm a land creature.
I completely agree. The ocean's so scary.
It is.
It really is. And now I was watching a whole conspiracy on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Whoa, what the hell do you have to say about SpongeBob SquarePants? We know you can do it, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle. Apparently, SpongeBob's entire land, the whole country, it's just pollution. It's all just trash. It's all garbage. They live in our trash.
Well, yeah, he lives in a giant pineapple.
And you know what else?
What?
Krabby Patties?
Yeah.
They're made of crabbies. They're made of crabs.
Okay.
But that's bad.
Why is it?
Because Krabby Patty... No, I'm sorry. This is what happened. The guy who makes Krabby Patties killed the whale. And then he has a whale daughter, right? But so he takes care of this whale chick with a big old fucking whale head, right?
His adopted daughter.
Yes, but the dude who owns Krabby Patty killed the mother, and that's what's in the Krabby Patty.
So the Krabby Patties aren't crabby, they're whaley.
They're whaley patties.
I think.
And that's also why the Krabby Patty dude, what's his name with the fucking things?
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs. That's also why he's keeping that whale chick alive, because eventually he wants to get it all fat and bloated, much like the dude did in Silence of the Lambs. Put the lotion on the skin, or else you don't get to take a hose bath, which everyone loves. Which I don't know why she was so against taking a hose bath. Now I think about it.
Yeah.
It was because it's a hose while you're in a hole in the ground being kidnapped by a
You
stranger.
can swim up. Well, anyway, so he's trying to get the whale girl all fat so then she can be the meat for the Krabby Patties in the future.
I don't think so, because he was actually a really good father. He was very overprotective of her. He always wanted her to have the best things. He let her, he made SpongeBob go to prom with her.
They addressed that. They addressed
that.
They addressed that in my conspiracy theory clip that I saw.
Okay.
They said that he was doing that because he felt so bad about eventually killing her and eating her and putting her into the Krabby Patty meat mix.
Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people don't have a lot of time, or they do have a lot of time on their hands, and they are making up conspiracies about a cartoon land.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
So cartoon is a funny way to say documentary.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, I would actually, if anyone in the chat wants to comment on that, I'd love to hear some thoughts on that, because that was very controversial. I saw that this weekend.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. I also followed an Instagram that does a bunch of different creations of
That's
life.
so dark. Why they gotta make it so dark?
Well, because the world's a dark place, especially on the bottom of the ocean.
But not Bikini Bottom.
Well, yes, it is. Bikini Bottom, of course, one of the more dangerous parts of the sea. Speaking of dangerous, I'm still on this, what the kids would call tip.
Oh.
There's a New England serial killer. I swear to God, there was a New England serial killer.
Oh, shit.
There was just another young, beautiful 21-year-old girl found in a wooded area.
Damn.
Adriana Sozo, she was found in a wooded area in the Norfolk district in Milton, Mass.
Yep.
She's 21 years old. This again is sparking more concerns that there is a serial killer in the region. The case is being investigated by Chief Medical Examiner to the Norfolk District Attorney's Office. So if we've learned anything about Massachusetts police officers, I don't think they're doing a very good job right now, judging by the Karen Reed trial.
And if we've learned anything about my connection to cases, I lived in Milton, Massachusetts while the years I played Little League. And this is the woods right behind where I played Little League.
Wow.
So another connection.
Another Kyle connection.
Wow. Jesus Christ. Why are you proud of
It's
that?
insane.
It is insane.
It makes no sense.
What the fuck is happening in Boston?
I'm
I have
scared.
no idea. It's all crazy chaos out there, and there's definitely a serial killer.
There is a serial killer.
Yeah.
And
I feel like this confirms it for sure.
how many people have to be found in the woods dead?
Right.
I'm sure not all of the bodies that were found were killed by one person, but it does seem like there's a connection.
Yeah.
So there is speculation about a serial killer, which was sort of pushed under the rug, swept under the rug for a while. There hasn't been a body that was found recently. And now, of course, with the new discovery of this 21-year-old, the fire has been stoked once again, and people are saying, hey, cops, let's try to find whoever the fuck is killing all these young people.
Yeah, seriously. And what is the point of them fighting this whole like serial killer thing? Like you're just not getting ahead of it because you want to control like the crowd's like chaos and emotions. They want to control mass hysteria. Well, there's mass murdering happening. Maybe try to control that.
In Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I also like the ideas. I don't like the ideas at all, but I do prefer the idea of one person than 12 fucking maniac 12
Seriously.
maniac killers.
I know. No, that's also they're like, no, these are all separate incidents for sure.
Well, then we
have no idea who any of them are, but we're sure they're all separate incidents.
We need to look at what are we drinking? What are we eating? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
So they say there were no obvious signs of trauma. So perhaps that means that she knew whoever the perpetrator was. Family members said they weren't sure why she was where she was in Milton. One of her sisters allegedly said she hadn't spoken to her since May 29th, and the body was found June 1st.
Oh.
So this
Wow.
marks the 13th. Oh, a magic number, an evil number in many ways. This marks the 13th unexplained death in remote or wooded areas in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine since March.
Yeah.
Wow.
But these woods, they're famous for, when people come home from college or even if you're in high school, you go out there and you go drinking.
Sure.
So something could happen out
That's
there.
not the report.
That's not the report. The report was that she was found by herself, but she could have died, and then all of her friends freaked out, were like, and ran away.
Could be some I know what you did last summer type shit.
That actually happened my freshman year of college,
course it did.
where we drank in the woods in Weymouth, Massachusetts. There was a homeless guy found in the fire that was the fire pit that we would all go drink at. But
Okay.
I was at school.
Do you want to admit to a fucking murder right
I was
now?
at school. No, I
Seriously.
seriously think the kids I went to high school with the year after me, the year after me, they were class of 2005. I think they killed a homeless guy.
Oh my God.
I know what you
People
did
I
last
know.
summer. How would you say that in a Boston accent?
What?
I know what you did last summer.
I know what you fucking did last summer, you cunt.
Oh wow.
Wow, this
There
movie
you
is
have it.
it's fantastic. New movie.
Jesus.
I know what you did last summer. You cunt.
There
It's a
it
little
is.
aggressive.
A little aggressive. We're looking for a PG-13 rating.
Well, yeah, no, we can't do that in Boston.
So true.
So, in April, you might recall the remains of 6 people were found in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. And the victims, they range from 21 now to 56. So, I'm not sure.
All women?
All women. So, I'm assuming a man is out there killing a bunch of chicks in the East Coast. And it would be nice if the cops at least gave us some information.
Yeah.
Be safe. I don't even know. How do you, what do you say to everybody?
Hey, cops, do you maybe want to work together now?
Yeah, maybe work together now. Hold
Now,
hands.
maybe?
Yes. Do a kumbaya, whatever you want, a salty cracker, salty cookie it. What you have to do, all of these.
Kumbaya.
Yeah, I was like a kumbaya?
Kumbaya, fat kumbaya.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Why did you come it?
They're police officers because they're police officers.
Kumbaya.
They're male police
No one
officers
has
in the
ever
East.
said kumbaya.
Because they're male police officers in the East, they have to do something very homoerotic and hold it against each other, and that'll be called the leverage, in which case they will have to tell each other the truth. Otherwise, if they don't, they're going to say, oh, remember Sergeant O'Neill when he took it up the ass with the nightstick? And it'll be like, yeah, wasn't that nightstick your dick? And then boom, 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 we've got ourselves a serial killer.
Now we got ourselves a kumbaya.
There it is. I can't stop thinking about that either.
According to the Connecticut State Police, the Connecticut State Police says this investigation is still in its early ages. It remains active and ongoing. There's no information at this time suggesting any connection once again to the remains discoveries. Again, they're saying there's no connection right now that we can point to, but there's got to be something. It's horrifying.
I mean, what are the ways that all these bodies are being found? Is there anything in common with them? How they're dying?
They're all dead women.
Yep.
So we got that in common.
Solid.
I feel like that's the
Solid catch.
That's the cornerstone of the serial killer story. It's like, what do they have in
Definitely.
common? Well, they're all dead.
Well, they are all
Women.
dead. Yeah.
The police added, there is no known threat to the public at this time, but I think there might
There
be.
is definitely a known threat to the public at this time. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there's not a threat. They're just saying no known threat.
That's so
Oh
much
my
scarier.
God.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
There might be a threat lurking behind you, but it's not known at this
we
time.
don't know about it though, so don't worry about it. Cucumba matata.
Look under your bed before you go to sleep. Make sure there's nothing behind the window. Oh, my Lord, I'm scared. So, you know how they describe Sozo? They say she was a firecracker, full of life, laughter, and fierce love. And then they say her death is heartbreaking. Anyway, I hope they figure out what the hell is going on so more people aren't dead.
Rest in peace, Sozo.
Rest in peace.
Gone too soon. That's messed up.
Yeah.
21 years old.
It's horrifying. Okay, another update. We talk a little bit about UFOs here on the program.
Just a little tiny bit.
Just a little bit. An interesting what is happening now? The Pentagon is coming out and saying we are the ones who planted all of the UFO stories in order to hide the new military technology that we're all currently seeing play out in war across the world.
Why would they admit to that?
I don't know. So,
Because they're trying to cover up something else now.
yes, they're always trying to cover up something.
Yeah, wasn't that in Austin Powers or something, where they're like, "Well, we're using Area 51 to cover up what's really going on," and they're like, "What? Area 52?" And it's like, got it.
It literally is that. Yeah, that's literally it. So, a review by the Department of Defense found that in the 1980s, an Air Force colonel visited Nevada. He gave the owner of Area 51, which I guess has an owner, fabricated photos of flying saucers near the secret government base. And he was like, hey, go release these and tell everyone there's a bunch of UFOs. The guy obviously did. He probably came across as a whistleblower. And then people are like, look at this. We got this from a high, named source at Area 51, and the entire thing was seeded by a U.S. Air Force colonel.
Oh my God, AI before AI was cool.
Yeah, is it cool?
I don't know.
Hopefully it ruins the internet, and then people just get back to writing letters again or something.
Microsoft Excel.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So this is a big deal within the UFO community right now. Obviously, many people are saying this is another smokescreen on top of smokescreen on top of smokescreen to prove that aliens are real. And then other people are saying, see, I told you the biggest fear is not UFOs or aliens from another galaxy. It is indeed what the fuck the military is doing right under our noses, under the guise that it is extraterrestrial.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh my God, that's so true. It doesn't even have to be extraterrestrial. They could just be up to some other funky shit.
We're seeing now all of the new drones.
Like clones?
Clones and drones, baby.
Oh my God.
Warfare 2025, clones and drones. So the military reasoned, why did they do this? They said it was because we want to keep this technology secret from the Soviet Union.
Right.
During the peak of the Cold War. Which, doesn't it sound fun to go back to just when there was two powers, just a duo power world where it was like U.S. versus the Soviets?
Yeah.
Movies were made.
And then you got to fake a moon landing.
Yeah, you maybe have to fake a moon landing.
That's just fun. Good old fun.
Just fun stuff. And the biggest thing the kids had to worry about was oh my God, there's going to be
racism?
Well, yes.
Since you guys probably wouldn't have at that time.
Well, I've dealt with a lot of racism in my in my own.
God.
Oh yes, I've been racist
This
towards
was
everyone.
not an invitation.
Yeah, I've been extremely
an
racist.
invitation for that.
I've been racist towards African Americans. I've been racist towards Chinese. I know about racism. Trust me. Trust me. And it's affected me.
I'm so sorry I brought
It's
up
actually
anything
affected
at
me.
all, you giant white man.
Red man.
Oh, right. This is a ginger.
I am black.
Oh my God.
Thank you. I am black. Okay. Well, all right. So this is now, again, a bombshell document. And more people are wondering, what is the end game? I posit all of the weapons that they were hiding for so many years are now ready for use, ready for play. So you can't really hide them anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're being seen globally all over the world.
Because people can buy them.
You can buy them,
at
yeah.
Best Buy, Amazon, eBay.
And for all the people who were kind of laughed at, and rightfully so in some ways, but the people who are like, birds aren't real, some aren't.
Some are not.
Yes, some are actual drones, and
Yeah.
they'll explode your head.
Most of them are dinosaurs.
I thought they all were.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is. But
Why did we? Okay, so if we have birds or dinosaurs, why do we have to go look for the cum all the time in the tree sap?
What?
Why don't they just take the DNA from birds and remake a dinosaur?
No, they shouldn't do that.
Okay, well, we're not scientists here. No. According to Sean Kirkpatrick, which sounds like the guy you got to punch in the stomach if you're in the movie Dirty Work, which is a reference that very few people are going to get. According to Arrow, All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, there was a man tasked by the government to dissect countless UFO theories in 2022. Ooh. His office probed decades of documents and messages across the Defense Department, and he found several conspiracy theories come right back to the Pentagon itself. So there we go. Something that I think all of us sort of
Kind of new.
kind of knew, but also, what would you rather? It be man-made military weapons that's going to destroy us all, or just Glorgar and Flaxar from, Planet Numdick? And that would have been so fun.
That would have been cool, but also I would like to know that they're not, like probing inside their buttholes and doing a bunch of like evil experiments on them, trying to figure out like what they are and where they come from and how they
Right.
can-
Well, that also then does make because I do think people have been abducted for research.
Yeah.
So it was just like your neighbor
Yeah.
that worked for the Navy that just broke in, drugged you, and then did bus stuff to you.
Shit. Yeah.
And he was also probably the only one that believed your story. Because he's the one that did it. He knows. He's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
we gaped you. But no, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was definitely the Greys.
Might have been aliens.
It was definitely they were the Greys. Yes.
It's almost like the Pentagon graduated college and then came back to their hometown and they're like, sorry, I started that rumor about you.
Right. Yeah.
That was totally me the whole time.
That
I
was
feel real
me.
bad about it. And I just wanted to let you know, as a woman,
You did start the rumor that I had herpes 10 years ago, but I got it last week, so technically you were right.
There you go.
So during the event, there was a bunch of different nuclear facilities and bunkers, and they were all looked into. And again, it turns out that there was much of the data when it comes to the electromagnetic pulse tests and things of that nature were all the American silos, and they were made to withstand radiation from atomic weapons if the Soviet Union ended up retaliating. For those that don't know, most of our silos are in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Ohio. So the places that are going to be fine, we're going to have a hell of a time starting over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I guess if you're in North Dakota, you're one of the lucky ones.
You're
gonna live.
We could go to North Dakota.
Yep.
Ben was already there.
I was born there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, the doctor said I had the biggest shoulders he's ever seen.
What about now?
I don't know what the doctor would say now. Probably not. The North Dakotan is a large man. I've been away too long. My shoulders have become feminized. Yeah.
Okay.
Although now when I was I still can't stop thinking about that party we went to where mirrors were all over the wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
The size of 5 of those fucking nerds.
I'm dead.
What are they called? Wealthy people?
Investors.
I don't like them. They're scary. So we will keep you up to date on what the hell all of that is. It's just a fun new layer to the UFO story, and I guess that's kind of where I would tend to fall. Is that it was most likely 99% of it was military exploration gone crazy and wanted to be kept undercover. But then what if that 1% is really UFO from another country or another world?
I hope so. I think there's a chance. There's a solid chance. And again, for us to think that we're the only ones that exist in all of ever is a little bit up our asses. don't
It
you
is.
think?
Yeah, we're definitely not. There's
Yeah.
definitely other planets like us somewhere.
Yep.
But they're just like us. They can't get out there.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
And as I've said before, aliens are real.
Yeah.
We are the alien.
What are we alien to?
Mars.
Oh,
We went
We're
to
alien
Mars
to
on the
everything
moon.
else.
Yeah, we're alien.
it's true.
All right.
Well, you're not alien to my heart.
That was nice. Oh, I'm going to let that sit. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Milwaukee, where I went to school, one of my favorite cities in the great state of Wisconsin, one of the best cities in America. Well, be very careful. There's a Wisconsin dude. He's really psychotic. He was found guilty of dismembering a 19-year-old college co-ed.
Jesus.
Yeah, so don't do that. The murderer, his name was Maxwell Anderson. He sat in front of the judge, Laura Crivello, and he was found guilty of the murder of Sade Carlina Robinson. Interestingly enough, in a sad turn of events, Robinson was studying criminal justice at Milwaukee Area Technical College when she met Anderson for dinner.
Oh, dude, his face looks like it's been pressed in by a thumb.
Yeah, he is a weird looking dude. It looks like a moon pie.
Oh God! Like when I had Barbies when I was a kid, I would press their faces in. I would rip their heads off, and then I would squeeze them all the way back down into the neck, so like they had no neck and their shoulders were all the way up, and then I would press in their faces, and that's what he looks like.
So, Mrs. Aquino, we've just noticed that Jerii, first of all, very creative. She is so creative.
you.
Her energy. But have you noticed any way that she interacts with her dolls? It might be violent or a little bit like, whoa, maybe she's being abused at home.
No, it's all fine. No. It's called creative genius, Ben.
It is called creative genius. So this story is absolutely disgusting. Robinson's leg was sawed off.
Ugh.
It was found on the shores of Lake Michigan
My God.
that same day. So it reminds me of the movie It Follows, which is a fantastic horror film. If you haven't seen it, the opening murder, a woman gets torn all which way on the beach. Did you see It Follows?
I don't think so.
Oh
No.
my God! We're watching Friend Date. We're watching it.
Let's watch it.
So it's sawed off. It was found the day of. Prosecutors used graphic and bloodied photos from Anderson's phone to prove that he was the killer. He put it in the iCloud. He's like, I'm gonna want to remember this. Uh-oh. All right, Dog Jerry's cone is off. But that's okay.
right,
We'll continue to go. Maybe we'll take a small pause. Pause.
Pause.
Doggy paws?
Doggy
Yeah.
pause. Okay, we're back. We had a small mishap with Jerii and his cone of shame as he took it off. That's Dog Jerii, of course, and started scraping his wounds.
My cone of shame will never come off.
It is disgusting. Okay, back to this disgusting story
my God.
as well. So, as I said, Robinson's leg was sawed off, found on the shores of Lake Michigan. And Anderson, he took his phone out and he took a bunch of pictures because he's a total douchebag. One deleted image recovered by detectives captured Anderson holding Robinson's chopped off right breast. He described this as, quote, his trophy.
Oh.
So that is not good.
It is really weird.
According to juror Melissa Blasco, she told the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, which still is one of the greatest local papers around, there's not many left. She says, this is his trophy in a way. Those pictures will be in my mind for quite some time.
Oh,
I would
gross.
imagine so.
Get those pictures out of your head.
This is why I don't, like, everyone wants to be on a jury that has like a cool case, but like, I don't really
No
need it.
way.
No, I told my friend, this was in college, she was like so pumped. She was in one of the grisliest murder cases. She was allowed to go in as a journalist, and she's like, oh, the crime scene photos are coming tomorrow. I can't wait to see them. I was like, you're way too excited for what, you're not prepared.
It's nasty.
She came back, she couldn't even talk, and she never went back.
It's gross.
Yeah,
dude.
it's real. It's really real.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like it's not like one of the cool movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you get in there and then you start thinking about humanity and you're like, oh wow, that actually happened
To a person.
To a person.
Yeah.
I know when I saw Dog Jerry's skull, when that dog decided to tear his fucking flesh off, I was like, that is us. We're all meat.
Yep.
And it's interesting when you kind of forget that. You don't think about it all the time until you
Yeah.
really do. And then you're like, that's right. We're so easily just torn apart
Yeah.
by anything. So alongside the leg that matched Robinson's DNA, authorities also found additional body parts, including a foot, human flesh, and all of that was scattered throughout the city of Milwaukee. Her right breast is among other parts of her body that have not been recovered. Of course, that was what he was holding in the picture. This case is the subject of a new Netflix animated series, which is interesting. The jury,
Animated?
What's it called?
Well, okay, hold on. The jury was provided additional evidence after hearing that Anderson and Robinson were inside his home the night she was murdered. Okay, so this is not the documentary. That's when the killer turned on the Netflix animated series Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh.
And this is where it comes in to play with this story. Apparently, in the final episode of the season, a dismembered corpse is discovered on the beach. And Robinson's body was discovered in a similar way that this fucking animation body was found.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I saw that. If it's the episode I'm thinking of, it's like a human. It's like
Oh
a giant.
my
It's a giant.
God.
It's a giant human that like blows up on the beach like a freaking whale. And so people are just finding like literal giant human parts just on the beach.
Jeez.
And then like kids like start like playing on it, putting
my
graffiti
God.
on it.
Whoa.
And it's like you like walk up to the face, the eye is like big as you, but it's just like rolled over and dead. It's really weird.
Is it a good show?
Oh, it's a great show.
I feel bad. That's the one thing with like creating art. You're like, I really hope someone gets a nice positive message, or at least maybe they're scared, whatever. I hope someone enjoys it. And then you find out someone recreated the most gory part about your work.
Yeah.
There was a guy who actually created a comic book, like a graphic novel, and he carried out the murder that he created on his girlfriend.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's the fucking dorks.
It's freaking
Yeah.
sick. Well, it's sick. Come on. It's creative artist for it's to express yourself so that you don't murder your girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently, in Anderson's home, he also had a sex dungeon. In his basement, he had a sex sling, restraints, and handcuffs. Other photos on Anderson's phone include pictures of other college students inside his home, and apparently those are fairly disturbing as well. So, yep, there you go. Some of the photos captured Anderson groping Robinson as she lay face down on his couch.
Oh my God.
It's bad. So anyway,
Oh God, it'd be
While she was
terrible
dead?
to see.
yeah, I don't know if she was dead or not.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, either way, it ain't good. It only took the jurors 45 minutes to be like, yeah, you're guilty and disgusting. So
Yeah.
he'll be going away forever in the wake of Jeffrey Dahmer. He is sort of in that vein. I don't
Yeah.
think he has killed as many people. But yeah, to your point, what the fuck is wrong with his face? His eyes are all real close together. He
Yeah.
looks like a potato
Oh
with
my
spuds.
God.
People are saying he looks like a fish.
The dude looks
Yeah.
he looks like a question mark.
Yeah, he is so weird. What is? Oh, yuck! He's a white fella, and it looks like he killed this black woman, and it is just not right.
Yeah.
And they say there's no motive, but I think the motive is he's a fucking asshole and a psychopath.
He's a psycho.
But because Wisconsin doesn't have the death penalty, which I'm against the death penalty, but he does get a life sentence, I have a feeling he's going to be dealt with.
Yeah.
He'll be dealt with in a prison.
Oh, she's beautiful. Such a shame.
It is such a shame. It's horrible. It's horrible. All right. Well, speaking of horrible, let's do one last story. Horrible ways to die. There was a mother. This is in the UK. She's 24.
Oh, young mom.
Yep. She passed out in a hot tub, and then she woke up screaming because her body was covered in horrific burns.
Oh my
Because
God.
apparently, like the movie Final Destination, the hot tub heated up to like way, way, way too hot.
Oh, I saw on a Viking show once they did boil someone to death. It was really gross, but I don't know how true that depiction actually was. But he was, melting essentially. He was getting all slimy and shit and gross.
Oh, yeah. What do they call it? The schlep? What do they call that
Yeah,
stuff that
something like
comes off
that.
your body? It's all nasty.
Skin?
Yeah. So anyway, she was in Brazil. So she died from agonizing third-degree burns. So
Oh my God.
what happened was she was with her boyfriend, and they decided to go take a nice little dip in the hot tub. He was like, oh, I'm all tired. I'm going to go to bed. She's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay out here in the hot tub for a little while.
Oh, my
Maybe
God.
drinking some wine, right? And then she woke up screaming, and then she saw bits of her skin hanging from her body.
Oh my God.
And then she was suffering severe burns. Shocking images from the intensive care unit showed that her entire body was covered in bandages.
Oh my God.
And you could see a little bit of skin hanging from her face.
What's crazy, she was aware enough to take selfies and all of a sudden she's dead?
Well, she died later, 6 days later, from cardiac arrest.
Oh, poor thing.
So I think she was on the the upswing, and then her body was just like, you know what? This sucks.
Yeah,
I'm gone.
Yeah, that is
Jesus.
terrible. And what a time for the jacuzzi to be completely functional and working and staying really, really hot. I feel like I've stayed in jacuzzis for a little while with my friends, and then we're just like, hey, did it stop getting hot? Is it just kind of lukewarm and cold now? It's like,
Right.
yeah, it's not getting hot anymore.
I never got to do the jacuzzi thing in high school. That's where all the cool kids had sex.
Well, I didn't do it in high school.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like being that hot.
I don't need to be in a hot tub for that long anyway. This
No.
weird person soup situation is not for me.
We had a hot tub growing up for a little while. My parents got a great discount on it. And then they thought they were going to get all their money back a year later. But the thing was, they got it from a company that went under like a week after they bought it.
Oh.
It was called a Kissel scam. They scammed my parents. But then my little brother, I think he started doing little brother stuff in there. So I stopped going in.
Oh,
But anyway.
okay.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
So they were in a motel when all this happened. The family's lawyer, they were demanding tests on how the hot tub's thermostat became so faulty and it went up to that temperature that was able to
That's what
kill
I'm
this woman.
saying. It's not supposed to do that.
Yes, they say it is unacceptable that someone goes to a hotel for leisure and leaves burnt to the point of dying days later.
Yeah.
And they say if it happened to her, it's probably going to happen to other people. And they say it is possible that the equipment is not up to date, and because of that, it may have caused those burns. When they checked the temperature, it was 104 degrees.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a
lot.
It's hot. Especially for a long time to just fall asleep in there.
Yeah, and then also it's so stupid. You're supposed to avoid alcohol and drugs, but like a joint and a glass of wine or a beer, goes with the hot tub.
It goes with the hot tub.
Yeah. Anyway, so be careful. Don't Final Destination yourself in a hot tub.
Yeah.
And I guess
Set the hot tub to a timer. Make sure it turns off after like an hour.
and tape everything up.
Tape it?
Just tape everything up. What if a rake fell and then it was like, oh, up to 104? I'm telling you, death is coming for all of us.
It is imminent.
It is imminent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any questions or comments from the chat? Anything on SpongeBob?
Anything on SpongeBob? What really matters?
People were saying that Mr. Crab, it's in the lore that it's in the show that he created the Krabby Patty when he was a child.
Yeah, well, that's not what I saw on YouTube.
That
That's
would
what
make
they
sense.
want you to believe, just like the UFO situation.
Yeah. A lot of people were talking about the woman that passed away in Milton, Massachusetts, saying she was like the best person ever. And Vanessa said, when I die, I want someone to tell the truth and let everyone know what a little asshole I can be.
I love
Yes.
that. I love that. It's exactly what's going to happen with me.
Yep. They're like, I don't know if God wants her, but he got her.
Chris is asking how many lives I've personally lived, and his tourniquet is asking if I knew what my family is up to.
Yeah, do you?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
Chris is saying that that's probably my family's hunting grounds, which, it's right in our backyard, so it probably is. Pano's saying this whole thing with the hot tub is suspicious. She's taking full face makeup selfies in the ICU, and then she's dead.
Right.
It is weird.
Yeah, I think the hospital is going to have something to say because it seems like they didn't do a good job of keeping her alive,
Yeah.
Which is kind of what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Do they have a doctor or a nurse death over there?
Oh,
That
they
happens.
might. In Brazil?
It happens.
Could be.
Oh, boy.
Well, all right, everyone. We have many more stories to get to this week. Also, we got OK Bud Politics. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on here in beautiful Los Angeles.
Oh, Lord.
And
It's on fire.
yeah, it's cameras zoom in also.
They do,
You know,
yeah. I'm getting texts from friends on the East Coast. I am
Yeah.
alive. I'm okay. I'm
Me
like
too.
an hour and a half away from all the nonsense.
Yeah.
It's not 9/11.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway, it is serious and we will discuss it. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for listening, supporting the show, and we just really appreciate it. Hail yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.